He's extremely hungry and he saw an apple. He saw an apple in that lake. He took it and he ate it. After he had completed eating it, he realized, he thought that this apple must have belonged to someone that I ate without their permission. This apple must have belonged to someone that I ate without their permission. So he looked around and he saw a tree, an apple tree, the branches of which were over this lake or this river or water. So then he followed this tree into a garden and he found the owner of this garden. And he said to the man, he said, please excuse me and forgive me for I have eaten from this apple of yours. From this tree of yours I ate an apple without your permission. Now the man who was the owner of this garden, he was also a very righteous, pious man. When he looked into the face of this young man and he saw how sincere his apology was, he saw the light of goodness in his face, and he saw goodness in his heart. The owner of the garden thought, I can't lose this young man. So he said to him, look, I'm not going to forgive you unless you serve this garden of mine. You have to become my garden keeper. And the father of Sayyidina Shaykh Abdul he said, I am ready at any expense. So long as you forgive me, I am ready to do anything. So he asked him to serve his garden. So the father, he served the garden for 1 year, 2 years, 3, 4, 5. They say for up to about 11 years he served the garden. After 11 years, he asked for permission to leave. And the owner of the garden, he said, I've got one more condition. And he said, what's that condition? He said that you marry my daughter. And the father of the Shaykh, he said, that's fine also. At any expense, forgiveness at any expense. Forgiveness at any expense. He said that you marry my daughter. And the Shaykh's father, he said, that's accepted too. He said, but I have to tell you that this daughter of mine is blind, that she is deaf and she is dumb. She is blind and deaf and dumb. She doesn't have any hands and she doesn't have any feet. And the Shaykh's father said, I accept that also. The Shaykh's father said, I accept that also. Forgiveness at any expense. Forgiveness at any expense. So the nikah was made, and then he was asked to go into the room where his wife was. He walked in and he ran back out, and he said to his father-in-law, he said, I think you sent me to the wrong room, for I went to a room where there was a beautiful young lady sitting. And the father said, that is your wife exactly. He said, but you told me that she was deaf, dumb, blind, without any hands and feet. And the father said, indeed, she is deaf for she has never had haram in her life. She is blind for she has never seen haram in her life. She is dumb because she has never spoken haram in her life. She doesn't have hands for her hands have never touched haram in her life. And she does not have feet because her feet have never walked towards haram in her life. And the scholars have said, when you have a mother of such purity and a father of such sincerity, then you have the likes of Abdul Qadir al-Jailani radiallahu anhu from them. Then you have the likes of Abdul Qadir al-Jailani radiallahu anhu from amongst parents who are like this. So protecting our nasab, protecting our chastities, protecting our purities, protecting our sanctities, right, is absolutely crucial, absolutely important that we protect ourselves and our children and our communities from haram. We're living in a world, whether we live in the east or in the west, it doesn't matter where we live now. For these boxes that have black boxes that are in our homes, it's not about the big screens now, it's about these tiny phones in our pockets, right? And internet in every single bedroom of the house, which is destroying the chastity and the purity of our children, right? Imam Suyuti radiallahu anhu, he said something. He said, pour the love of the Quran into the hearts of your children before the world corrupts their hearts.